just unboxing the delivery. I forgot I'd ordered this. We have a steering wheel up bar. I couldn't afford anything big like I did with Destiny. I think it was only like 25, 30 quid, so I've gone for this one. It's got a hefty thing actually. Hopefully it'll fit. Steering wheel lock bar. What's it say? Driving quality home. And you just basically put it on the top of the steering wheel. Look, it sits on the dash. And just locks in place. And it's more a visible bright orange deterrent that I'm going for here, rather than anything that can't be seen. And then hopefully they can open the window and think, well, you know, it's got deterrents, it's got things like that. Let's get some stickers saying you're on camera and that as well. But it's been made for lorries as well, apparently. Well, that's what it said in the description, so hopefully it'll be okay. Plug in the key to open the fixer, widen it, fix it between. But we'll have a go at that later. But there we go. Trying to get my security sorted. I say the visible deterrent. I'm going to take a picture of that later when it's on. Ian's here, and as you can hear, Destiny started straight away from him, so we haven't decided what's wrong with her yet. It's typical in that switch works fine, just when you hear the engines running. So while he's here and he's thinking about what that could be, he's just having a look at the Jackery solar panel and tearing it apart and see if there is any power in it. We found a little bit of power inside, so he's figuring out how that's going to work. It's also looking at, I've got the solar panel controller there, I've also got a fuse box there. This is the Jackery stuff. It's in here. I'll show you how it's a bit tidier. Here's my work situation. So there's my leisure batteries. This is just my 2 bags of paints and things to be put together. Here's my blinds, just some tools. So all this is going to be made into like a battery store. Diesel heater will go in here. I'll have some sort of shelves to have put my tools and that on in the back there, and wirings going through into both sides. So we've got power going through the walls into both rooms. Obviously this would be out of here when all these things are sorted. These are all my tins of hammerite and all sorts of things there to paint on the outside. Just like that's the ignition. He's got to make something on the steering lock bit here to fit that too. This is the other solar panel kit that would be going to leisure battery and charging. That's the outside cupboard cover, and you know, just passes here, see if we can make sense of this panel and this box to see if it's worth getting another one or whether it's going to work, or whether it's got some broken wires or not. Right, just to be annoying, Grace is just throwing out her cigarette lighter in this batty. So we now got a broken cigarette lighter. We're just trying to dry the Jackery in a cigarette lighter, but now we've got a broken cigarette lighter. Supposed to be in the right mood, you man. Looks like they've made a, that's Caveman and Mischief. And Mischief's lost her jumper, so we'll show you her operation scar. There we go, all shaved in the side. Hello darling, you looking after her? Probably a bit cold without a jumper, but yeah, they're cuddled up together. Hi everybody, I'm just peeling potatoes and getting my dinner sorted at the moment. So Ian left a while ago. Oops. Of course he came to find out why Grace didn't start in the morning, why my extra isolator type switch, which sort of stops you accelerating away, didn't work, why I couldn't get to the vets. And of course he turns it on, it starts. Typical, isn't it? So anyway, excuse me while I'm over this side of the pot. Let's see if I can move you over a bit so look. So that helps. Oop. I'm facing the wrong direction. There we go. The way I'm supposed to be looking. It's difficult. You look at one point, I think you're supposed to be looking central. So I try to look central even though you're tempted to look the way. So yeah, so we're a bit baffled because obviously with it working, you can't really find out what the cause is and what the issue is. So we've got to think on that, and we're just can only presume that me jiggling all the wires and pulling it out and putting it all back together. I didn't test it again after I came back from bed, so I was obviously stressed over the cats. Or the fact it was cold that morning was the reason why I didn't start. But it's typical, isn't it? And I didn't say it is what it is. So unless it happens again, we don't really know what it is. But she's going, she started, she's fine, and it's just one of those things. He looked at the second-hand bit of ignition kit I've got with a key, and he needs to make an extra bit of half of the steering column lock is missing, so he needs to make something to fit around that bit. So I'll have to take Grace to his to do that. So he's had a look at that to see regarding that. So that's a to-do job on his list. And he looked at the jackery and tested the solar panel, pulled all that apart. He found a bit of it alive, but it's playing up and messing about and keeps dying. So he's taking that away to play with, but basically for all purposes that's buggered, but everything else seems to be working apart from that one input. So it should be okay for me to get another solar panel, but obviously I'm not going to buy a jackery one because obviously I've got the other standalone one. He's going to sort out with the fuse box and put all that in. He reckons with the leisure batteries I'll probably get another like 4 in there, because I can't afford anything more than doing that or anything more. So we're trying to decide what's left in my budget, what's the most important things to get and what work needs to be done as a priority. So he's still looking for a second-hand wheel. He doesn't want to buy a new one, but obviously the one that's on here is doing okay at the moment. That will get done as and when. That's been paid for anyway, so that's not anything I've got to worry about. Diesel heater certainly is important. That's something I've got to buy immediately, and he can fit that. No, amazing. Ian's so good. So the fact that he can do all these things, he's gonna so we get that bought in. He'll fit that. He'll put the fuse box in. He'll wire up all the standalone solar panel that charges the leisure battery, which we've got a split charger going to the leisure batteries as well, and I'll try to buy 2 if not 4 more of those. So we'll have a power pack here. You know, got some batteries storing the power. We've had a look at the layout in here, and discussed the back door regarding having it lift off hinges, make something myself with like half like cat crates. You've got mesh and half with wood, or both, so you have basically a mesh door and another door in front, so you have the option of either having the door on, open and closed, or mesh showing. And I said, well, we get lift off hinges, they can both not only be opened all the way out to the exterior rather than coming in, save a space, but we can also lift them off and they can make, you know, they can make some of the sides of the veranda when that's done. So it's like thinking these ahead. That obviously is not a priority as such at the moment, because the priority at the moment is to get the aluminium done and get the painting done, get the ignition in and my heating and all the electrical side done. So that's, you know, a good couple of days work that we've got to push on with. And we found all the scaffolding poles and kit for the veranda legs. So really excited to see what we're going to be doing with that. But again, that's not a priority, but it's on the to-do list, and obviously we've worked through the to-do list. But with the immediate budget and what I've got to buy in Ian's wages and that, obviously I've got to prioritise what we need regarding that, which is basically heat and power, as ever. So it's good that, you know, it's all coming together. The electric cupboard's working really well, and that's going to come on good. See how much food I've got. Yeah, diet wise I'm doing okay. I've just been writing all my diary up, working out all the calories and everything, and I was actually within my amount, which is great. thought of my daily allowance, which I thought I might have gone over, but I'm doing it. But that is just down to obviously the freshly cooked potatoes, and I had basically this morning I had like bacon, egg, beans, and a bit of toast. And because I only have like a couple of meals for the day, that was really good. That's like just over 500 calories. So it's nice to find out what I can eat without worrying too much about anything else, and working out my menus. It's like just now I thought, well, okay, what am I going to have with my potatoes tonight? Do I do tuna? But I've got some corned beef that needs eating up, some tin corned beef, so I'm going to see if I like corned beef with mash. Yesterday I had cocktail sausages and mash made from fresh potatoes. Oh my god, that was lovely. I've not had that since I was like a kid, sausage and mash with ketchup over it. So it's it's like, what can you do with a potato nowadays? It's quite interesting. Anyway, Kat's there a bit better. Mischief's not as moody. I got her some medicine down here this morning. She's a little bit growly and yowly, but she just needs to sleep away from the others. And when Connie's nearby or Cayman's nearby, they all get growled at and hissed at, and they all sort of but that's obviously because they've been through a bit of trauma and they soon settle. I tried the little tiny radiator. It's like sort of a tenth the size of my other oil-filled radiator, and just sat that on the desk in the cat room, and that brought enough heat for Mischief to sit on her in her cat hammock underneath. And then I had to turn it off if it got too warm, and by the time we opened Bentley's cat flap, it goes cold again. And obviously with Ian coming, when all the doors being open, there's no point heating the place. But like in here, I usually open the window to have all the steam going out, so it gets cold anyway, as well as the heat. So obviously I really need now I've moved the desk over. I explained that, not the desk, the kitchen counter I've moved over, because as we were talking about layout, we were discussing about having the door further over in the corner, or not in the corner, but that side. And as we come round, I'm grabbing my water system, and I've got room for a hot water tank, and maybe put the log burner on this end of the kitchen, on the basically on the door ramp bit. So just a space for door and a log burner space for later for layout. Ian was saying about putting it over in my bed area and everything else like that. But I'm quite liking how that wall all is and how I got planned it out. So I just pushed this kitchen counter sideboard up a bit more. And that's brought me more central to this window and give me a bit more space. And it's actually put me directly under this black thing in the roof, which I know there's a hole in it where it's been patched, but there's obviously now space now to have one of those fan things, I don't know what they're called, that go up in the roof in the future. Can't do it now. Obviously I've not done anything with the roof or anything yet, but that'll be done later. So placement, I'm just working placement, trying things out. This is what we've got to do. We've got to obviously put things out, cook, clean, try things out, and everything else. And it's allowed me a bit of space to put my bin back in the end, out of the way. So I'm just like putting things in places where things are going to be, to see how I work around it. Hello, Mischief, you're sitting in the chair. Good girl. But like you said, there's so much space for storage and cabinets. Like I say, we've got all in front of the top of the cupboards in the kitchen. There's space for cupboards and everything, and obviously these are temporary boxes, but they're nice anyway. But that would be wall cupboards all the way along there at some point when we can afford it. But it's working as it is for now, and obviously still got. And now I've got the bed over the cab. I want to keep it big enough for somebody to sleep in there in case somebody comes to me. It's a spare bed, but also it means there is space, like I say, for 2 foot of that to be storage, like putting the drums in, putting the stock in, and things like that. So yeah, that works out fine. And obviously all that side's got to be insulated. It's got to be completely took down and insulated and clad. And I'm not doing that yet. That's just a make do at the moment. I say it's all about having a decent amount of space, getting heat, getting power. I can cook, I can clean, I can live, and the cats are okay, and that's the priority right now. And obviously making sure Grace keeps going and getting her looking nice on the outside so she's tidier. As I've already bought Hammerite paint, he said don't worry about the chassis, it's all covered in mud. And I've got to use what I've got. He again says, he doesn't like the Hammerite, but it is what it is. It's going to rust proof, it's going to treat. I can also, I can always use it as an undercoat. I know people say about Rust-Oleum. I looked at Rust-Oleum, and right now I haven't got the budget to buy paint again. I've already bought the Hammerite, and it's just, I've got to run with what I've got at the moment, rather than waste it. So I think I must have a good 6 litres or so what's the big can? It's 5 litres, and then the smaller one of black. And like I said, she's not the sort of lorry that is worth doing something decent on, because you know she's an old girl, rest bucket falling apart. It's just to tidy you up and make her, give her a bit of a splash of smartness. So yeah, so it's my birthday tomorrow apparently, so hopefully tomorrow I can just have a chill day. I haven't been out walking the cats today because obviously it's been cold, and the little ones are recovering from their operation. Connie's happy, they got the wheel, and they're quite happy at the moment. Just turn that down a bit. And things like the sink, the cooker and everything can wait. I'm coping quite well on the camping stove. I've ordered some more smaller butane canisters. My god, that was a fight to look for. They've gone up to like £2 each from one, but if you look hard enough you can find them about £1.25. You've got to spend, you know, buy a few, like 24 of them to get them cheaper, but even they've gone up in price. But you know, I don't want the hassle of big gas bottles and not being able to find them, and I can get these things posted out to me, and that's what I need. I need things that I shop by posting. I can't just go driving in anywhere, and personally I don't go shopping anymore. I do everything by post and have things delivered, so that works nicely to have that. And I say one pot of cooking works for me, so absolutely fine. Anyway, so the video prior to this was to show a little bit of Ian being here. Let's just try. I keep forgetting to vlog, so I just did a little bit of a waffle while I was here, a couple of photographs, and that's all you're going to get. You know, Ian knows I just take a little bit, but we're planning the work rather than doing the work, so bear with us. But other than that, you know, I'm happy Grace started. I'm confused, but in very good spirits. I've got a lot to do, a lot of work to do, not just on Grace but on other work, and I've got to sort of get myself organised. But right now it's just, you know, just going with what my mood copes with, what my weather copes with. It's quite cold in here today, and it's more a matter of like hiding to the duvet. Just open that window a minute. It's steaming up, so we'll open that and let the steam go out. So yeah, so like I say, just get myself into a routine, and I've got to write up a routine for daily routine and put it on the wall as well, just to make sure I do my check boxes and do things. Little things you've got to remember to do that my memory doesn't remember. But anyway, I will catch you soon. Hope you're enjoying the journey, and I'll try to obviously incorporate a lot more of my general living, day-to-day life, what I do with cats and things, as I'm more organised, as I'm more tidy. What you see is what you get regarding the state of me. I've got some hair dye somewhere, but you know, this is it. I'm a ragamuffin, sod the makeup. This is real life living in a lorry that's not really got the facilities, and with cats who take up all my time, and I'm happy. And it's not really about driving anywhere, just living in her. I'm so happy. It's finding somewhere to park her up and enjoy that, away from the urban life where I'm not going to be so scared. And just find some fields and trees that we can just relax and enjoy things. Anyway, we'll catch you soon. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell and all that malarkey that I'm supposed to be saying. Also, I'm not pushing for advertising me and my subscribers yet. I'm still learning to use the channel and get things going, but hopefully in its own time, as things are meant to, then I'll get my subscribers and get my followers and get some interest, and maybe YouTube would be something that I can have as an income one day. But right now it's about me learning to be in front of the camera, just having an audience and learning to talk to that, and getting comfortable doing it, and my world. Anyway, thank you so much for the subscribers who have subscribed, who do watch, who do comment, and even just watch and don't say anything. There's obviously some watchers who haven't subscribed. You know, if you could subscribe, I'd appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything. It helps my channel. So please do that. Just hit the subscribe button. You're not going to get sort of inundated with anything or emails or anything. It's just going to help my numbers go up. And when we get to that all important 1,000, I mean, my watch hours are doing really, really well. So I appreciate that. I've just got to get the numbers up. But so there's no rush. What's more important at the moment is just sorting these cats out, getting my life sorted, getting Grace sorted, and hopefully things will get more interesting once we're out and about. And I appreciate that this is not a typical build or a typical life at the moment. It's a mixture of all sorts of things. It's just me. But hopefully you relate. At the end of the day, it's probably more about a mental health survivor, patient, whatever you call it, coping and trying to just follow their dreams and also fulfill that servitude that is a calling, and also give the cats the best life, who in turn are my world. And it's going to be really nice to get out more once we're able to park somewhere and walk them out in, especially Connie, out in the wilderness more, as whilst we're all breathing. And we will catch you soon. Bye for now.